Hey everyone. So in this video we will understand the implementation of factory pattern or factory method in TypeScript. It is the method that has one interface that lets you create different implementations of class or products, and after that in subclasses you can instantiate those superclasses so that you have freedom to alter the type of the objects. Okay, or let's say you have your products which are implemented by one common interface that is shared. Now what you do is that when you retrieve the type, let's say you have multiple types, you have multiple players, let's say inside a game, player 1, player 2, player 3, but you want to use only one at a time. You don't really want to instantiate all of those at once and then just use them one by one. No. So what you do is you use factory pattern in that case. So let's see how it works in TypeScript. Interface player. Let's say get name string. Now let's have an implementation of this class player 1 implements player. This is the name. So now what we will do is how we want to use this. Let's create an enum. And then let's have a factory. So here we are taking an example of a game. Okay, in case you are wondering what you are doing, we are taking an example of a game. Then let's retrieve the player details, but you don't really want to create every object just because you want to return a player. You don't really want to create objects of every other player. So let's have implementation of this. So let's say create player type. Now what we are going to do is we will set the return type to player because it will return a player obviously. Now let's say if player type is is 1, return the player 1, else if player 2. Now how will you use this? Let me run this, and as you can see this is working fine. So let's understand what we did. We have a global interface. It will be used for the implementation of these classes, or we can say products. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use this, okay, but you don't really want that. You want to use one and everything else comes along. So for that what you do is you create a factory. That factory class will be responsible for creating the object. So it will be responsible for creating the object. Now there you pass the player type. Okay, we are using enum. You can use whatever you want. I mean, here we are using if else statement. You can use the hash map. And now on the basis of that we are returning the players. So we only initialize them once in a lifetime, and then you can use wherever you want. So in this way this factory pattern is useful in improving the performance of our code. So obviously it reduces the load on our code by reducing the times we instantiate these classes. And now let's say what are some real world use cases of this. So the real world use cases are we use the singleton pattern. It can be used for database connection. This can also be used for database connection. Let's say you want to connect to your let's say PostgreSQL database, and you have some multiple databases as well, sorry, so databases as well, and you can connect to that as well. And let's say you have MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL. Apart from that, this can be used to create UI elements as well. So UI element, I mean, let's say div element or HTML element. You can create custom element, or let's say you can have containers, buttons. You can use in that term. Here you can set that as element, and then in here you can set button. Okay, so I set this as get name only, but anyway, what is it saying? Alright, so let's say a custom button implements the element. Apart from that, you have multiple implementations. I remove this. Oh man. So here the element is a global defined class. Actually, that's why you were seeing that much. So let's say custom element, custom button, and there you go. And then you return. Let's say text string as well. In this way you can create this for UI as well. So this is one example. Now let's come to the interview questions. In the interview questions they might ask, what problems does this solve? Okay, so does factory pattern solve? It solves a number of problems. The first one is obviously you really want to reduce the cost by instantiating only the object that you want here. Also, if you want to use the loose coupling, I will explain the loose coupling in the upcoming videos. So yeah, I mean this in this way you can just answer that. And apart from that, it is also used for well modularized code, okay, in which you have just one global interface. You know that what products implement this and where do you actually want this, to be used. So yeah, these are some things, some problems that the factory pattern solves. And now another question that can arise is that how it is different from the singleton pattern. I mean, if it can be used for the database connection as well, then how it is different from the singleton pattern. See, singleton pattern maintains only one instance, whereas this can maintain multiple instances. Okay, it has only one single class that can be used as a global object, whereas this factory pattern has multiple classes. Alright, so these are few things in this. I hope you understand, and we'll be coming with upcoming videos as well, new design patterns. Until then, bye.